What's going on? How you doing? I'm Frankthaman and you're watching Frankthaman TV. And don't mind me, I'm just oiling up my clips before I start up the day and could have knock out these 15 heads a day, you feel me? Anyways, right, you know what really grinds my gears? You know what really grinds my gears? Is when barbers, stylists, people who cut in their garage, in their backyard, in their kitchen, in their room, right, go ahead and cut comb overs, right? And style, not only cut, but style their client's hair this way when in fact their hair grows this way. You feel me? And there's a major problem with that. And what happens is that sometimes if your client's hair goes this way, right? But you style it and cut it this way, there's hair is going to be sticking up in the back there. And you know what happens then? The easiest thing to do is just go ahead and cut it, right? But in fact, no, you're not supposed to be doing that, yo. The longer the hair gets, right? The easier it is for it to bend. You feel me? So if your client's hair goes this way, you have to style it and cut it that way. Hair grows a certain way. You can't change that. You can't alter that. There's no way to rationalize that. It only grows a certain way because that's the way it grows and that's the way you should be cutting and styling it. So in this video, I'm going to teach you guys how to identify that and more importantly, how to cut that. You feel me? So go ahead and stick around. Let's go ahead and start this video, y'all. I'm sick and tired of these people. Let's go ahead and start this video, y'all. Let's get it.
Alright guys, so we're going to start this tutorial by simply damping the hair. Alright, and here all I'm doing is I'm trying to figure out where his whirl at, and by that I mean the crown. I'm trying to find his crown area, and there and in Spanish it's called the remolino, in English it's called the whirl. And pretty much if the hair goes a certain direction, you have to comb it in that direction. So here I'm pretty sure I found it. As you see me trying to struggle to find it, there you go. That's exactly where it's at. I found it. So right there, as you saw me point, if the hair grows that way, then we go ahead and we comb it that way. And this is how you always have a perfect comb over, if you understand the way your hair grows. And then you go ahead and style it, and then you go ahead and cut it. And now we're going to start off with the first guideline here. It's going to be a mid fade, and we're not going to dramatically drop the fade either. We're just going to go ahead and just keep it neutral. And all this hair right here is getting in the way of everything. So what I do is I go ahead and put a number 3 guard, and I start going all the way around the head with the comb, and I'm letting the guard hit the comb. We'll go past the comb, of course. And here, this is how you always have a nice straight line whenever you're bulking off all this hair, this extra hair. And now be very careful not to cut the bangs, because that is what you're going to be combing over. Now that's why I went ahead and parted it, and I scooted the hair to the front. And there you go, I hit it with the 3. And we're just going to go ahead and continue balding my client hair all the way around. Alright, right here, and all I'm doing is I'm going ahead and doing clipper over comb. Holding the comb at a 30-degree angle. Alright, now we're just going to go ahead and bald our client out. Now with my guidelines, I always do ½ an inch. Now since this is a bald fade, I go directly ½ an inch under the first guideline that I just made. And then I just go ahead and continue doing that all the way, all around through the head. And the reason I do that for is because I want my client to be truly bald. Now that we're all done with the shaver, we're gonna go ahead and grab our T-outliners, and then that guideline that I created, with my shavers, you might sometimes create it, you might sometimes not create it, but this is where the T-outliners come in place, and you go ahead and just fade out that line that you created with the shaver. Comes in real handy. Alright, now the first thing we do here to start fading out that first guideline is create a second guideline by dropping the lever all the way down with no guard on my Wahl Senior here. So I always go up half an inch on all my guidelines, as I mentioned earlier. And notice my type of fading here, I actually think is really efficient. I think it's actually super quick as well. We want to get rid of that first guideline, right? So what we do is we just go ahead and drop the lever slightly and go all the way through. We don't go back and touch anything up, we just go all the way through. So right now I'm hitting what it is. We hit it, that first guideline is a 0, right now to 0.1. And right now to 0.2. And notice I'm going all the way through. And the reason why I go all the way through is I just believe it's truly efficient and it's more quicker. And now I just went ahead and dropped it down to a 0.3. And now I'm just going ahead and fading up. And now at this point, you kind of don't even have to go to a 0.4, but if you have to, which I just did right there, this is when you go ahead and go back to start touching up all of the dark spot that you missed when you went all the way through that first time. And then now all you're doing is just playing with the trigger here. Going back and forth until you finally get out that first guideline. And all of this is a guesstimate, you know, to be perfectly honest. But you know, if as professionals and as individuals who were learning in this game here, everything is. It really is, y'all. You know what I mean? No one in this game would tell you that everything's not a guesstimate, because it really is. A very calculated guesstimate, I should say. Now we finally got to the back area, and to me, honestly, it's always the hardest area because I just feel like the hair is more resistant since we always lay on our head. I mean, that's just my theory, I don't know. But what I'm doing is, notice with my thumb, I'm stretching the skin and fading in. Then I go back to my balders. This go ahead and helps me take out that first guideline that I created with the Wahl balder. Using my corners for this. Finding any dark spots and only using my corners for this. And then if that doesn't work, you can go ahead and take it a step further and grab your T-outliners. And now we're back to the Wahl Seniors. Now see, this is all that, like I said, this is really the toughest thing for me. It's always the back area. Do you guys have this problem? If so, leave a comment and tell me why that is. Yo, what do you guys think it is? Alright, so here I'm going to go ahead and create my third guideline, right? Now I'm going up again half an inch from that second guideline that I created with the number 1 guard all the way down to create a 1.5 guideline, half an inch from the second guideline that we created. And you take this all the way around. Right, and again, on top of fading is I go from 1 to 1.1, right? And from here, I go to 1.2. And I go all the way through, you guys. I go all the way through. I promise you, you're gonna cut faster. From there, I go to 1.3, and at this point, it's honestly already fading all the way up to the 1.5. So that's when I go ahead and start playing with the trigger here. Right here in this area, it's actually super soft. So what you want to do is to make sure that you go ahead and you're very nice and gentle there. That spot is the least darkest spot in the entire head for some reason. I'm not sure why, but it is. And again, I'm just going back to go ahead and start fading out any dark spots that I see in my client's head. During my videos, I point to the spots that I want you guys to see that I'm fading out. And if one thing doesn't work, then you put on the guard and go ahead and crack that and see how that works. Like I said, it's all guesstimates. My style of fading, like I said, I don't use a half guard nor 1.5 guard. So what I do is I open the lever all the way down with the guard off, and I fade directly towards me to get out that 0.5 guideline. Now I know what you're saying is that, what do you mean you don't use a half guard and a 1.5 guard? You guys, once you're able to master, you've been cutting hair for so long, you understand that it's easier to cut without the 1.5 and the half guard. And here again, I'm just going back and forth. And right here, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and I put on a number 2 guard, and I'm fading in the last guideline that I have right there on my client's head. Alright guys, we're gonna go to our next step here, and what this is called the clipper over comb method. Super efficient, you don't need guards for this. So what you do is you bring the comb towards you at a 30-degree angle. This comb isn't actually sitting, it may look like it, but it's not sitting on the client's head. And the objective of this, the nice win for my man. And the objective of this is to make the hair go directly straight up, 180 degrees straight up. That's why we clip over comb. What we're doing is we're shaping the head, in case you guys ever wonder why people do clip over comb. That's to get the guideline out, the final last guideline out, and to shape your client's head, which is just as important as getting that fade real tight. And here you still see the guideline. So for some of y'all, I know some of y'all just still starting. So what you can do is, if you need the guard, go ahead and grab your guard and do a bigger number, 3 or 4. In this case, it's like a 4.5, I believe. You just fade it out. And I still have that guideline there, so I'll go ahead and grab my number 2 guard, and I put it on there, drop the lever a little bit, and fade out that dark spot. I'm known for giving out really cool crisp fades, so I make sure that every single haircut is my best haircut. I once heard an old barber tell me, he said, "You're only as good as your last haircut." You know what I mean? At the end of the night, when I go to sleep, I know that my last haircut was my best haircut, because that's exactly what I do, and that's the energy that I give to every single haircut that I give, which is why I continue to go back and forth to make sure he has a crisp fade. Right here, what I went ahead and did is I parted his hair. I damped it up a little bit, then I went ahead and damped his hair, and now I parted it. And whenever you have a client who's gonna go ahead and some of his hair here, like I said, the reason why I made this video is to make sure people know how to style and cut their client's hair when it comes to a comb over. This hair is meant to go down based on his whirl, on his remolino, on his crown area, and this hair here goes down, so you cut it down. You don't force the hair to go forward. Because if not, then if you put the hair forward, it'll come back, because the hair grows down. You understand? So this is exactly how we do it. And again, more shaping of the head. And again, you guys, if it grows a certain way, comb the hair that way. So it's very important to find the whirl in your client's head. When doing comb overs, the front of the hair is always going to be longer than the back of the hair. Little win for my man right there. Alright, we go ahead and damp the hair a little bit more. Now see, before I even cut his hair, the next step is to cut this man's hair with the shears, but before I even go ahead and cut his hair, I make sure that I know which direction his hair grows. And in this case right here, you guys, I'm going to teach you guys a jewel. I go ahead and I part his hair in a mohawk way. This is called the mohawk method. Alright guys, I'm going to teach you guys a jewel right here. Here's the problem with a lot of these YouTubers, barber YouTubers on YouTube, who are going ahead and teaching you guys how to cut hair with shears. A lot of them aren't even licensed actually, but anyways, right? What they do is they go ahead and they grab the shears, right? And they grab the client's hair and they over direct their client's hair. And by that I mean is, if the hair goes directly from one way, you have to cut it in that exact way. And you're gonna see me show it right here. Hair goes straight, right? Cut it right there. Don't over direct the hair to the right or to the front or to the back area. So cut the hair directly in the way that it goes out of the scalp. This is how you always have 100% even hair. You see the hair goes right there? So then I cut it directly from there. And I do apologize, you can't really see too much here, but you see what I'm saying, right? You guys, you cut it directly from where it grows. You don't over direct, you don't stand behind your client and cut it behind him. You know what I'm saying? And I do apologize guys for this, so we're just gonna go ahead and skip all that. If you guys want a video of how to cut with shears, I'll go ahead and show you exactly how to do that. But check it out. right? That hair we didn't need because that goes on the other side of the scalp. So we don't want, and again, we don't want to cut that hair. So that mohawk that I told you guys that this is the mohawk method, it allows you to see where the middle hair, where you can actually go ahead and find your guideline from the middle to the side there. All right, and again, I'm parting his hair, and I'm going to use the middle of the hair to be my guideline for the hair on the right here. And again, you cut it in the direction in which it grows. I do apologize for the video. If you guys want me to teach you how to cut with shears, I'll go ahead and proudly do that for y'all. See, and now I'm just cross-checking the hair. And then now, right, I cross-check the hair and I stand behind my client. And anything sticking out, I just go ahead and I cut. Very simple method of having 100% accurate hair. And the one reason why I really know how to cut long hair is because I am a licensed cosmetologist. They did teach me this in cosmetology school, you guys. So I am verified, if that helps y'all to believe me. You know what I mean? It's a real A1 method, you know what I mean? You will never have uneven hair on your client's head, and they'll love you for that. Now we're just combing the hair in the direction in which it grows. Alright, you guys, in here, right, where his hair is going to be combed over, right, what we do is you cut that at a 45-degree angle. And the reason for that is because that's going to blend real smoothly, real sharp into the sharp fade that you guys just went ahead and created. Right, those bangs right there, be careful with them. Understand that that's what's going to be combed over, so you can go ahead and deal with those a little bit later. And right here, we're going to go ahead and just texturize his hair. This is what makes it absolutely 100% real tight, y'all. The fade makes it super tight and super crispy. The texturizing shears. If you don't have none, I'll leave in the link in the description below, some good ones that you guys can find. Alright, right here, you guys, when I'm lining up my clients, I do a guideline the first one, and now on my second one, and I go back to my first one, and I just go ahead and connect the two. Alright, you guys, so sometimes clients want to line up, sometimes clients don't. In this case, my client wants to go ahead and keep it natural. So we're going to go ahead and see that hair right there sticking out. We're going to go ahead and just bang it out. Boom. Going to go ahead and clip over, comb that. Boom. Alright guys, the next thing up is Elegance Gel, and we all know Elegance Gel, you feel me? I fuck with them, I'm sure you guys fuck with them too. I like to grab the bottom, go directly there, and now all I'm doing is just go ahead and just making sure that that line is real nice and crisp. And by the way, if you're wondering where I'm getting all of this products from, it's in the link in the description below, you guys. Don't be afraid to click on that link. It's gonna take you directly to all the products that I'm using here. Alright, you guys, making sure you always stretch the skin. That is critical when lining somebody up with a straight edge, you guys. The moment that you let go of the skin, wow, is when you just got some explaining to do and you cut your client. Yo, you do not want that, man. That looks so bad. Again, stretch the skin. Stretch the skin. Whoo, looking sharp, y'all. Looking real sharp. But just because you're done lining up your client does not mean you're done. Go ahead and go back and make sure it is. It's okay to go back and forth, you guys. And even when we hit it with the T-liner again, make sure you hit it with the straight edge. And now the most important part, y'all, the styling of the hair, what makes it a true comb over, you guys. You are nothing. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you, if you don't know how to style your client's hair and you're giving them a comb over, quote unquote, and you don't style your client's hair on you, yo, shame on you, homie. Straight up, yo. You need to go ahead and grab a vent brush just like I have here, or a round brush, and go ahead and start blow drying your client's hair, y'all. Straight up. Look how much volume this man's getting. You can't blow dry anything that's dry, so make sure his hair is wet, because the last thing you want to do is burn his hair. Alright, so you feel me? You always have to style your client's hair, yo. It's a comb over. You're giving him a classic look, y'all. How you not gonna style his hair and make him look poppy? Come on now. And make sure you take a flick and upload it to your Instagram, yo, your social media, whatever you got. Like, yo, you gotta style clients' hair, man. Look at my man feeling himself, yo. Alright, right here, what I'm using next is Suavecito. I'll leave a link in the description for that as well. And right here, my man has super duper thick hair. So what I had is, I'm just thoroughly saturating the product all the way through his head. And right here is, I'm just going and running the comb through his head, lathering it all through. Shaping his head with the comb. Look how much volume we gave this man, yeah? And you would never achieve this without blow drying. Don't believe me, try it, homie. You were not gonna achieve it without blow drying. And here we go. Look at my man, yo. Look at that fade. Oh, popping, bruh. Pop in. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. The ultimate comb over. The best haircut. Blessed, homie, for a comb over. This is how you style and cut a classic gentleman's comb over, you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you leave a like. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you leave a comment if you got anything to say about this video. What you guys think, and let me know, you guys. Thank you. I appreciate you for watching. Have a blessed day. Peace out, y'all.